The question is, what is the relevance of power electronics? Mention its applications. So, the relevance of power electronics is to offer efficient protection to the components, simple drive characteristics and good control dynamics characteristics together with direct interface to the monolithic integration with the signal processing circuit on the same chip. So, by using same chip, interfacing of different components can be done to improve performance of the system, to reduce the chip size, to improve the efficiency, to reduce the weight and cost of components by combining the functions of several ICs and discrete power semiconductor. So, by using power semiconductor devices, many controls in industry and in day to day life can be achieved. So, that is the need of the power electronics. One more question which is mentioned here, that is the mention its application. This question can be asked separately. Already this question I have discussed in the previous slide. So, we will just list out the applications where the power electronics is used. So, applications are, these are used to offer efficient protection, applications of power devices, power semiconductor devices. So, these are used for speed control of motors which are used in traction drives, textile mills, rolling mills, cranes, lifts, compressor, pumps, etc. These are used for high voltage supplies for electrostatic precipitors, X-ray generators and so on. UPS and standby power supplies for critical loads such as computers, medical equipments, etc. Power supplies for communication systems, telephone exchanges, satellite system. Solid state power compensators, static contactors, transformer tap chargers. For this also power electronic system is used. Power conversion for HVDC and HVAC transmission system. Then power control in resistance welding, induction heating for electrolysis process and in process industry. So, these are the different applications of power electronics. Next, the question is asked, that is the list the features of power diode. So, features means whatever important concepts we know about that device we have to write. Here some of the features of power diode can be listed. So, main feature of power diode we can list out. Power diode is a two terminal, two layer, much larger PN junction area. It is a unidirectional uncontrolled switching device. A power diode uses a lightly doped, or it has a lightly doped drift region between two heavily doped P type and N type regions. So, due to this drift region only, the working of a power diode is different from the low power diodes which we call it as a signal diodes. The forward voltage drop and maximum reverse voltage with the standing capability depends on the width and the doping level of the drift region. During the turn on, the instantaneous forward voltage drop across the diode may reach a level considerably higher than its steady state voltage drop for the given forward current. This is called as forward recovery voltage. During turn off, the diode current goes negative first before reducing it to 0. This is called reverse recovery of a diode. The total time for which the diode current remains negative during turn off is called as the reverse recovery time of the diode. So, these are the important definition I have listed here for the switching characteristics of the diode. Next question, how does the SCR switch differ from the diode switch? We know that all the power semiconductor devices we are using as on-off switches to control different processes or for conversion in the power electronic system. So, we know another concept that diode as well as the SCR are used for rectification, and diode is a uncontrolled device, whereas SCR is a controlled device. So we have to understand what are the differences between the SCR and diode. A diode is a two-layer device having a P and N region, while thyristor or the SCR is a four-layer semiconductor device formed by alternate arrangement of P and N type material. Due to two layers in diode, there exists a single junction in case of diode, whereas due to four layers, the thyristor has three junctions. A diode is a two-terminal device, namely anode and cathode, but a thyristor is a three-terminal device. Out of three terminal, two are anode and cathode, while the other is a gate which is used to provide external triggering to the circuit. The power handling ability of thyristor is comparatively better than the diodes. Diodes exhibit low operating voltage, nearly about 5000 volts, while the operating voltage is around 7000 volt in case of thyristor, which is comparatively higher than diodes. Diode is such a device which does not require external triggering pulse in order to initiate conduction, while thyristor needs external triggering pulse for the circuit operation. So those were the differences between diode and SCR. Next question is distinguish between SCR and triac. So these are the points I have tabulated here. So SCR and triac. SCR is unidirectional device and triac is a bidirectional device. It conducts in both the direction. The terminals are for SCR is anode, cathode. Due to unilateral property, the terminals are called MT1 and MT2 for the triac. The gate current can be only in direction, positive direction to turn the SCR in on state, but in case of triac it can be in both the direction. Then here symbols are shown. Then the characteristics are lying in first quadrant only, hence are non-symmetrical for SCR, whereas the characteristics are lying in first and third quadrant for triac, so it is a symmetrical. So only one mode of operation is possible in case of SCR, and the operation in four different modes is possible for the triac. Then for SCR reliability is more, for triac the reliability is less. So these were the difference points between the SCR and the triac. Then we can write available in large rating for SCR. Then unijunction transistor is used for triggering, but in case of triac not available in large ratings, the diac is used for triggering. Then the last point we can write is that applications for the SCR, it is used for phase control, protection of power supplies, etc. But for triac the applications are phase control, light dimmer, motor control. Means SCR are used for the application phase control, protection of power supply, whereas the triacs are used for phase control, then light dimmer, motor control, etc. So these were the distinguishing points between the SCR and triac. So depending upon the question we have to write the answer, whether it is for 5 marks or whether it is combined with other device also. Next is compare diac and triac. So comparison means you can write similar points, you can write difference points, no problem. So if this question is for 5 marks, 5 points we can write. So diac and triac we are comparing here. So diac it is a 2-terminal device, triac it is a 3-terminal device. Diac it goes into conduction after reaching the forward breakover voltage, whereas for triac we require some external pulses to fire the triac. It is uncontrolled device diac, whereas triac is a control device. We have drawn the symbols. Then the application of diac is that it is used to trigger triac, and triac is used for as AC controller. It is used as a light dimmer circuit. And one more thing we can write here is the both are bidirectional devices. So these are the some of the important points between diac and triac. Next question is draw switching time characteristics of BJT. So here to draw the switching time characteristics, because we know that all the power semiconductor devices we are using as a switch, the answer is should be very detailed, but this question is asked for 5 marks, so we will write only the important concepts regarding this question. I am not going to draw here the equivalent circuit of the BJT, just some important concepts. We will go about the capacitance effect offered due to different terminals in the BJT and how the switching characteristics are defined. So when we go with the equivalent model of the BJT, at the different terminals we get the capacitance effect. A forward biased PN junction exhibits two parallel capacitances, depletion layer capacitance and a diffusion capacitor. A reverse bias PN junction has only depletion capacitance. So under transient condition, they influence the turn on and turn off behavior of the transistor. Due to internal capacitances, the transistor does not turn on instantly. It takes some time even if the current to the base is applied. So this is the diagram of the switching characteristics of the BJT, power BJT. So observe the diagram. After that, we will define different terms related with the BJT. So parameter is delay time. It is TD. It is defined as the time during which the collector current rises from 0 to 0.1 and then collector emitter voltage falls from VCC to 0.9 VCC. Once again, I am going with the definition. Delay time TD is defined as the time during which the collector current rises from 0 to 0.1 current between, that is collector current, and the collector emitter voltage falls from VCC to 0.9 VCC. Then rise time TR is defined as the time during which collector current rises from 0.1 of the collector current to 0.9 of the collector current. Storage time TS is usually defined as the time during which collector current falls to 0.9 value. Turn on and turn off time. The turn on time, that is T on, is the sum of delay time TD and rise time TR. The turn off time is the sum of storage time TS and fall time TF. One more question, important question, that is compare IGBT and MOSFET. So here the comparison we are doing considering some of the parameters. So voltage rating for power MOSFET is less than 1 kilovolt. For IGBT it is more than 1 kilovolt. Then current rating for MOSFET is less than 200 ampere, whereas for IGBT it is more than 500 ampere. Input drive voltage 3 to 10 volts. For IGBT it is 4 to 8 volts. Input impedance for power MOSFET is high. For IGBT it is also high. Output impedance is medium for MOSFET and low for IGBT. Switching speed is fast and it is medium for IGBT. Cost of power MOSFET is medium and for IGBT it is high. Cost for power MOSFET is medium and IGBT is high. Then compare power BJT and MOSFET. So power BJT is minority carrier device, power MOSFET is majority carrier device. So in BJT, the conduction is due to majority as well as minority charge carriers. But in case of MOSFET, the conduction is due to majority charge carrier. BJT is current driven device, whereas MOSFET is voltage driven device. Speed of switching is medium, whereas MOSFET switching speed is high. Power BJT has low input impedance, whereas power MOSFET, due to purely capacitive effect, high input impedance. Power BJT continues DC to maintain conduction. In case of power MOSFET, no DC is required to maintain conduction except during turn on and turn off. Some more points we can write. Series connection is difficult for BJT, whereas series connection is possible by using equalizing circuit. In case of BJT, there is thermal runaway. In MOSFET, no thermal runaway. Then